Welcome to Morning Muse. That's morning as in good morning, and mourning like mourning for the dead. So welcome to Morning Muse in both senses of the word. And this morning, as I lie there in a savasana pose, corpse pose, dead man's pose, I was thinking of one of my videos that I rewatched last night because a man made a comment on it about the lulav and the shofar, and how I spell lulav. There, how I spell it out full. I spell it with a vav aleph vav, which is 13, which is echad, and the full spelling of that would then be vav is 13, aleph is 130 or is 111, and vav is 13. That's 26 plus 111. That's 137, and that's Kabbalah. And therefore, I have a visualization of Kabbalah as being the vav aleph vav, which for me with the 13 there. And as Kabbalah would be the vav spelling in Yesod to get the lulav as the shofar, which comes from Yesod in 586, the full spelling of Yesod. And this all comes from the elevation out of the nefesh, out of Osea world, into Yetzirah world. So welcome to Yetzirah with me, and let me give you some of the openings in the first word I thought of when I was entering Yetzirah today was the word petach. In the Zohar they always say, Rabbi something petach, open the discussion. And the petach is an opening of a gate. And that opening of the gate is a sha'ar, a gate. So when we're opening the gates as we're going out of Osea. We're going out of the Osea world, opening the gates. Opening the gates from the vision of at least of Yetzirah. And why do I feel I'm in Yetzirah? Because to me, Yetzirah of the mouth is the nefesh, and the nose is Yetzirah. And the nose has to do with the ruach, the breath of the new ruach. And when you're lying in corpse position, savasana, or you're sitting in Zen Buddhist position. The Zen Buddhist position, the spine is like this. In the savasana position, the spine is like this. So I'm in savasana because I petach, and that's the horizontal vowel that comes from chokhmah. In a certain sense, up in Keta, we have a kametz, which is a straight line and a vertical line. That's very interesting. well, it's really a yud, but it's coming down like a vertical. So I petach. That's the first word that came to me when I had this vision. Because I closed my mouth, I'm not talking, and the nose, and then it gives me a vision into the Bria world, and opens up the Chokhmah, the Etziliut world, and this is what I see as I meditate, as I use these words as a visionary to open. And then Sha'ah, I open the gate. And there are two levels of the same thing. It's a gate. And how do I look at the word gate, and it's 570. But for me, I spelled out the word gate, Sha'ah. And I spell out the word gate, and I get 360 for Shin, 130 for Ayin, that's 490, and 510 for Resh, Yud, Resh. That's 1,000, and that's Aleph. That's Aleph. And that's the Aleph this morning that fills the Vav. Because there are different ways to spell the Vav. You can spell it Vav, Vav, but Vav, Aleph, Vav. It's a way to spell it, to make the lulav like the shofar, and to open to Yesod, which is, by the way, as we go up, the opening to the Yetzirah world. Something else about the word Sha'ar. Sha'ar is same letters because a shin and a sin are the same letters. Sin and shin are same letters. It's almost, in a way, like I say, morning news. Morning news, morning as mourning a death, and morning like good morning, which is mourning the death of the night, and the same. So shin is for shin, sayar means hair. Now I wonder why I'm into hair. And the whole secret of the Nazir is the hair. It's even different than the grapes. And it's different than the cemetery stuff. The secret of the Nazir is the hair, the Seyar, and that's 1,000 in full gematria, and that's the Aleph. And the secret is the Aleph in the Vav, of full spelling of Vav. Now these Vavim are hairs. They're threads of hair. They're like kav that come out. And come down. And threads of light. Even the word kav is spelled kuf vav. These are vavims. My two sides here are like two vavs and an aleph in between. Because the aleph here, the beard, comes from Eric Anpin. Eric Anpin. The 13 midot, 13 attributes of mercy from Eric Anpin are the two vavs and an aleph. And when you see the number 13, it's always vav aleph vav. And this is the secret meditation of Kabbalah. It's 137. So let's do, these two words came to me together as petach and sa'ar. As I'm in this space, I'm out of the Osea world. I'm into other worlds. And to get in there, you must die before you die. And all death has to do with Osea world, which I call the feminine world. You know, which it is the feminine world. The Osea world is the world of the Shekinah. It's the feminine world, exemplified by women in today's society. It's okay, but I've left it behind. And celibates leave it behind. And it's the same as the Kohen Gadol, who's removed from the society for 7 days before Yom HaKippurim and watched. He's removed from his beto, from his house. And beto has a gematria full of 861, which is Ein Sof. He's removed from his beto, from his house, from his woman, so to speak. Because he's entering higher planes for your service on Yom HaKippurim. And I've made a parallel between the Kohen Gadol and the Nazir, who also removes himself. And he removes himself from the nefesh, from what the woman's world. World of house, of children. You know, family, children. And he petach. And he walks. And he opens, petach. And he opens the gate with a key. And he walks through the gate, and this is what he sees. He sees the petach is 488. The sha'ah, the gate, he opens the gate. See, petach, the gate. And how do you open it, a gate? With a key, or in my case, a kli. Key, kli. And that kli is kuf, lamed, yud, 60, which are the two surrounding lights. But remember that kli, that 60 for a moment. Because this is again, you open with a I petach, I opened physically. The shah, the gate. And if I open the gate, I opened it with a key. Because the gate was closed. Morning muse. Key. Good morning to the morning muse. Here is your key. And so Petak is 488 and Sha'ar is 570. And Mr. Gematria here adds them together. And that's 1058. And there are two terms, so he adds two, Mr. Gematria does. So that's 1060. 1060 is an aleph for 1,000, which is the sayar, sa'ar, hair, shin ayin, sin ayin, resh, and the shin and the sin, it's a sin to shin. And wouldn't that be funny if those were the two shins and sins on the tefillin of the head? And one was a sin and the other a shin. One was a shin and the other a sin. And this 160 of Petach and Sha'ar or Sayar doesn't matter, but I saw it as the gate. That's an aleph for 1,000 and a samach, which is a 60, and which is a kli, because kli is 60. Kuf lamed yud. And that's Ein Sof, aleph samach, aleph quotation samach. This is Ein Sof. All from when I did the lulav today, which is a stick, which is a branch, as opposed to a shofar, which is a horn, like a bone. It comes from an animal, but the lulav comes from ground. And this is the difference. They're the same thing, but in a different world. And that's how I entered into this different world, this Yetzirah world. Where the gate is the hair, where the shin is a sin, where my pronunciation is bad because I'm out of Hosea, where the sha'ar, the gate, is a sayah. There's other things that it's there too. Oh, it's so beautiful. As you leave behind words and you get the visions of the parts of words, of meditations of letters, and combinations of these letters, and how 12 leaves for 13, and 13 months rather than 12 months, and 13 attributes of mercy, and the concept of echad, and one. The one I wanted, one, the one I didn't get, one. There was a spontaneous comment yesterday where the grammar of dream, of the primal state of sleep, because the primal state is death, and sleep is 1/60th of death. And so when you dream, this is your true reality, out of the Oseo world. Because you're entering a different dimension. A different dimension. The human potentiality to be down here in the physical body with a different dimension. That's one of the secrets and the beauties and the pleasures, to be in the physical body with a different dimension. Whoa. And it opened and I saw it. And then I come and I try to bring it down verbally. And a lot is lost as you bring it down. Because these are not structured for language, for spoken language. They're spoken for visions and for the sound of storms. And as I had this, it's because the sound cloud, the storm clouds were thundering outside. And this only parallels the rain inside. The thunder. The petach, the open, the shahar, the gates, and saw the aleph inside the vav. The 13th aspect of the 12. And how a woman is 12 and a man is 13. And the relation in that vav to Kabbalah. The aleph. When you Kabbalah, you're in the aleph. You're in the 1,000. You're in the Chokmah. You're Petach. this little vehicle of speech was brought to you today by the Yetzirah world, which wants to welcome you as you open up its gate. See its hair. Know that number is higher than letter, and that's from Petach. And the keys. The Kli from the Florida Keys. It's raining out. It's thundering. What a beautiful day.